huge monster is about to arrive on this island, because it turns out that this location is very special in this season. You can see there is a base that has been set up preparing for the arrival of this creature. Also, we can find this mysterious object at this location, and this explains everything. And this object is... For that, like and subscribe if you want a free skin, and also please use my code SMJM. And we're about to see some huge changes take place at this location. Very first thing we are going to see is a brand new location. This whole thing started with this graffiti created by Hope. I'm sure you guys know by now that Hope has the ability to see the future through her art, and this ability was gifted to her by the people that created the Pandora's box. And she has predicted the arrival of so many different people and events that has taken place, like she predicted the arrival of the Wanderer. Now people are finding this graffiti. You can see this ice structure. If you've seen a Superman, you will know that this is Fortress of Solitude, Superman's base. You can see in this loading screen, this is how this location is going to look like. And you might be wondering, how is this location going to show up? What is this mysterious object that you can find at this location? To understand this, we have to know that this isn't the very first time we are seeing an icy location show up on the island. Similar thing happened back in Chapter 1, Season 6. While everyone was busy fighting with this corrupted Kevin the Cube Island, there was a mysterious glacier that was headed right towards the island. First, this was just a little clouds in the distance, but as time went by, the closer we got to the end of Chapter 1, Season 6, people started to take notice that this was a giant glacier and it was about to collide with our Fortnite island. And that is exactly what happened in December 6, 2018. Right, this glacier was not just a huge chunk of ice. It was actually a castle on top of this glacier. This castle was called the Polar Peaks, controlled by this creature that we know as the Ice King. Out of curiosity, a bunch of people enters Polar Peaks castle, and they find these mysterious exotic creatures inside of tubes and weapons as well. But one thing that stands out of all of those creatures and weapons is this person that is chained up and is covered in ice as well, and he is locked up in the dungeon of Polar Peaks. All of these people eventually find the Ice King. They ask him what is his purpose and what is he doing here, and who is this person locked up in the dungeon. The Ice King tells of the Fortnite Islanders that he is from the ice moon just outside of Fortnite Island. That's right, the same ice moon that we went on before the collision event. There's actually Seven's secret base on this moon as well, on the other side of the moon. Ice King tells him that he is a bounty hunter and also a prison guard as well, and his responsibility was to guard evil creatures and monsters locked up on the ice moon. Also goes to multiple realities and captures them as well. And when asked about this mysterious prisoner inside of the dungeon, he says that that is in fact the Fire King. They both used to be bounty hunters and used to capture a bunch of creatures and evil people, and also capture weapons as well that could destroy multiple realities. But the Fire King starts to get greedy and tells the Ice King that they could use all of these creatures and weapons destined to be one of the most powerful duos in the history of Fortnite, and they can rule multiple realities. But Ice King disagrees and refuses the offer. After seeing the power was changing the Fire King, he could see evil in his eyes. Fire King gets very angry and attacks the Ice King, and after years of battle, Ice King defeats the Fire King and throws him in the dungeon of Polar Peak. Since he has the power of fire, he freezes him as well, because that is his weakness, so that he cannot escape. But that does not stop him. After a few weeks, he escapes as seen in this loading screen, and he starts to plan his revenge on the Ice King. So the Fire King starts this ritual to summon a giant volcano to this island, also to raise an army as well. And after hearing this, the Ice King summons eternal winter, thinking that the snow is going to weaken the Fire King. But it is too late. The Fire King summons a giant volcano. He also raises an army of these lizard/human creatures. The reason why he has a volcano on the island is actually because he knows a secret. That secret lies underneath the Polar Peak. Yes, inside of this giant ice mountain. That secret is actually revealed when the Fire King erupts a giant volcano, crash lands on this ice, setting free this giant monster. We all know what happened after that. The monster attacked the island, but luckily the Imagined Order constructed this giant robot, and using the power of the 0 point, this robot destroyed the monster. Now it's looking like similar event is starting to take place on this chapter 6 island as well. We know that we are going to get this giant chunk of ice show up on this part of the island. The fact that we are still stuck inside of the same Fortnite bubble as seen in this live event tells us that the Ice Moon is still out there. Remember what the Ice King said, the reason why a part of the Ice Moon broke because there was a cosmic storm. Now last season during the live event, we blew a spaceship that's the size of the moon itself, the Death Star. That explosion is surely going to cause some kind of shockwave, and maybe a part of the moon actually broke because of this shockwave and is actually landed on this island. That's why we have this chunk of ice which is going to crash land very soon and be part of the island. Feels like in the beginning we might see, similar to Polar Peak, a location like Fortress of Solitude, Superman's base, over this chunk of ice. But soon we might see this evil creature show up on the island. But when are we going to see this creature? Now it has just been announced that we are going to get a mini event at some point during this season. Now we don't exactly know what this live event going to be about, but there is a chance that this monster revealing itself might be that event, or it could be something to do with this object that I mentioned at the start of the video. Now this object is in fact a parachute. Now, the reason why I'm connecting chapter 1 season 7 with this chapter is in fact because of this parachute, because before the arrival of the glacier on the chapter 1 map, we saw a similar parachute. Later it was revealed that it was this robot called AIM. Now at the time we did not know who this robot was, but it was revealed during chapter 4 this robot was in fact Amy. Now Amy built this robot to go through the rift portal and save the 7 members. That is exactly what she said before she left. That was almost 3 years ago. We have not seen her or heard anything about the 7. Recently, Fortnite has been accidentally releasing Battle Pass skins of the 7 in the item shop. They did it twice, so I don't think that was an accident accident. I think they might be teasing the return of the 7. Also, remember, next chapter is in fact chapter 7. So maybe they might actually give us a hint that they might be arriving soon. Whatever it is, we know that we will find out in this mini event that is going to take place very soon. Again, guys, I'm giving away skin from the item shop. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel, leave a like on this video, and if you want to help me out, please use my code SMJM, #ad. Peace out.